Alright, hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick update to my Facebook posts. Um, this is only going to be this is just my second one, but I've been searching around for different schools that I could be attending. Originally, I was wanting to go to Pearson Airfield to do my pilot training, but just in light of trying to finance it, it didn't really make much sense to try to go with a Part 6-1 school, and I've been speaking around with some different people. It looks to me that I might be aiming for a Part 141 school. So if you guys want to know the difference between those, like Part 161 is less formal schooling, and it's just more like mom and pop shops so that teach flying. Kind of like your local airport, and or if it's just like maybe it's just a parent instructing you on how to drive. It's kind of like that. And then you have the 141s, which have like very official, very official syllabuses. Those are the academies. Those are the colleges, and they give you very upfront and rigorous instruction. So, and not only that, like I would have chosen a part one's a 6-1 any day. It's just I don't think I can afford it. It's just out of pocket. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and select part 141, and I have three options there. It's more likely I'm going to go with the Academy here. Um, UVU has a program, and what I like about UVU is, well, it uses the FAFSA, which means tuition overall would just be cheaper, and their flight program is only like $70,000, which is very cheap, and they're also a university, which tends to be pretty rigorous. But I was also told, like, I was also advised by one of their students, like, dude, if I were you, I would just go to uh, a private one and just get your pilot's license. Because one thing you gotta know is, like, if you want to get accepted into the airlines, you've gotta have a bachelor's degree. And here's the thing, I already have a bachelor's degree. Not in aviation, but in communications. And he told me, like, it really doesn't matter what you have your bachelor's in. Just so long as you show that you have your bachelor's, you should be okay. And he just told me, like, in that case, like, yeah, our flight training is $70,000, but you can only get it if you're degree seeking, and that would involve getting the associate's and bachelor's degree all over again. So, with that stated, um, UVU is still an option, and it gives me the FAFSA to work on. However, what might be the ultimate option here, if I just want to get in and I want to start working on it and I want to build up the flight hours, would probably be uh, the FLT Academy, and that's in Utah. There's one in Provo, there's one in Woods Cross, and I forgot which one is up north. I think it was somewhere in Logan, maybe. I don't know, but FLT is overall very expensive. However, one thing about their expense structure is like it includes absolutely everything from the aircraft rentals to the headsets, the airplanes, the textbooks, and basically I think even housing. I can't be too sure there, but downside is they don't accept students that are, well, no, they accept students, but they don't accept FAFSA, and they could, but I guess I don't know. I don't know why they don't do that, but they could do that, but you know, I guess really I don't know. Maybe that's something I gotta ask them. So they do have funding options because they're Part 141, and if I enter there, I would be coming out with what is called the commercial pilot's license. Now, before before I get further in, one thing you gotta know is like there are a few variations of like pilot licenses and certificates. First one is a private pilot. That's like the basic license right there. Just fly private planes, small ones, and can't get paid for it. The next one would be the instrument, which is where you would be teach to handle flight instruments and read GPSs and maps because because those are needed if you want to fly in all types of weather. And third is the commercial pilot's license, and that is when you have like 250 hours of flight hours, and the aim, you have to get more flight hours beyond that. But commercial flight, that's when you're able to get paid. That's when you're able to take on jobs and do some private flights. But if you want to get into the airlines and show that you have experience, what you need is the ATP, and that is the Air Transport Pilot. And basically, what that is if you get 1,500 hours, then you'd be able to apply to the airlines, which transport all the people. UVU does provide the ATP and FLT does not. However, there are differences between those two. The ATP, if I were to go for that, I would also need to get my bachelor's degree again. And the reason why that's kind of a put off is because, well, I already have one, and I could just be using whatever time I would have used to. I could be using whatever time is required for me to get that bachelor's and just gain more flight hours, and eventually just get my ATP, probably faster, and with more quality experience and industry experience. And what UVU has is the restricted ATP, which only requires 1,000 hours of flight time, and you would still potentially be able to get into the airlines as a first officer. There's the captain and first officer. The captain is the one who's in charge. The first officer is the co-pilot. Anyways, I keep on rambling on. I'm gonna make this a pretty long video here, but yeah. My third option also, I didn't really touch on that, is to go to Southern Utah University. Now, I was a little shocked because I got accepted into Southern Utah University to do a master's in business administration. I chose not to go down that pathway because, well, there's not a whole lot in demand for MBAs, and you'd be submitting thousands of applications before ultimately finding your dream job. So I withdrew from that. But I got accepted into Southern Utah University, and I'm still technically accepted there, and they have a flight program there too, but it costs just about as much to go through their program as it is to go through FLT, and I would still have to get like the basics, the associates and the bachelor's degree to kind of go through that whole same process as UVU. So between UVU and SUU, I would choose UVU any day. But in terms of quality and in terms of actually getting out and getting experience and cutting out the needless portions of the journey, I would probably go for FLT Academy. And I'll probably aim for their branch in Provo, but we'll see. When my employment at the school bus service, just to tell you, I drive school buses right now. When that ends in 3 weeks, I'm probably going to head down to Utah and take a tour of the UVU campus and the FLT campus. And then probably get out on some flight instructions with both of them, maybe just 1 hour each, and see which one I prefer. And so we'll see, but it's leaning towards FLT Academy, and I've already followed some steps to get enrolled with them. So, and just as a post note, I've had a few people tell me like, well, if you want to get the money or the financing to become a pilot, then you should probably aim for the military. And while I love the idea of free training, I'm not sure if I want to enroll in the military. Like, if I do that, then I can look into it a little bit more. But I'm worried that if I do that, then I would have to be sent overseas. I would have to go to places where I didn't exactly intend to go. And right now I'm 26. If I were 18, that would make more sense, but I'm 26 and I'm trying to find my spot in the world kind of like right now. And if I'm not able to do that within the next few years, then yeah, I'm gonna, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's just my hope. So you can tell me a little bit more about it if you guys think it's honestly the better idea. But I'm all ears. But it looks to me like thus far I'm going to be heading down to Utah for my flight instruction. I did check out one other flight academy in Idaho Falls just to be closer to kind of my old BYU campus, but they don't seem very professional. I hate to be frank, but I did reach out to them. This academy. I'm not gonna say who it was. I tried making phone calls to them like a few times now. I met with like one dial tone, you know, and then just a few moments of pause, like just nothing, and then it just hangs up, you know. I also sent them a message a couple times over their messaging platform. Still got nothing back, and so I was just like, if I can't reach you guys, then I'm not sure how easy this is going to be to train with you. You know, that's you're kind of leaving a bad impression here. So, yeah, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave off the video here. You know, if you guys have advice, if you want to seek out maybe some personal opinions for me, I'd be open to hear whatever options are out there. And, oh, and also one other note, I did take note about Hillsborough Aero Academy. I hear so many negative things about that academy, and not necessarily like um, like these are not just Facebook comments. I'm reading like all like pilot reviews and people who've said people who came out of the training in that academy. A lot of them say the same thing. They're just like, dude, that isn't like it's very. It might be cheaper, but if you really want good quality training, you just don't come here. I mean, it's cheaper, and also one other thing. They say it's cheaper face value, but they're not counting the rent. They're not counting most of the other rentals like the gear, the books, the housing, etc. So it looks cheap, but they said there's a lot of hidden fees to it. Anyway, wow, going on 13 minutes now. Yeah. If you guys got any advice for me, you know, maybe I got some pilots out there who can give me some advice. I'd be open to hearing it. Whatever advice I can get to make a better decision and to get a quality education here, and get accepted into the airlines or get accepted into a job. To me, once I get a job, that's like I'm home free there. So, yeah, just reach out to me. Put something in the comments, and yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. Hope you guys have a good one.